Waste dumps that need to be cleansed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Dr. Bob DeMaria is here. Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Detoxification, his latest publication. You are a prolific author.
You know, I've really been blessed. I actually have two more in the works. I have one on weight loss, and I have one that you'll thoroughly enjoy. You know what it's going to be about?
No.
Longevity. Who would ever know that you and I are 65 years old?
Well, I bet you I'm older than you are.
Well, we're not going to go there. 1954.
No, numerically, I'm younger than you are, but I bet you I'm older than you are in the context in which you're referring to it.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's all about keeping the body clean. Clean machines work better.
Yeah, okay. And first of all, what are we putting into our bodies that are so toxic?
Well, do you want to know? It almost starts, not to be silly, but with the water. I mean, whoever would have thought? Did you just read the recent articles in the newspaper about the pharmaceutical companies are dumped like 200 million pounds of drugs? And then that...
Well, it can't be harmful if the government's letting them do it.
Let's not even go there.
Yeah, I know.
And so there's another item, we talk about it in the book. There's something called BPA, which is bisphenol A. And this is a radio program that we're doing right now. Is really cutting edge because it's the lining that's inside of canned food. And most people don't realize that it's an estrogen type of a liner that's in there.
The lining in the can?
Yeah, so after you're done listening to Jim and I this morning, go open up a can of your dog food or any kind of food. There's a plastic lining.
Vegetables, canned vegetables, anything?
When they heat the can to pasteurize it,
yeah,
the chemicals that are inside of that can are released into the food.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and then we can continue on with, look at the ingredients in some of the packages that you're eating today. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it.
Yeah, and we know what trans fats are.
Well, trans fat is a killer.
Yeah.
It's margarine.
And you've got a book, a whole book about trans fats.
We have a book on, it's Dr. Bob's Trans Fat Survival Guide.
Yeah.
So what I have found, Jim, I've been practicing since 1978. And when I started...
Did you get it right yet?
Not yet. But when I started school back in 1974, my professional schooling, I never thought that I'd be talking on the radio with someone about detoxifying a human body.
Well, you studied to be a chiropractor.
Well, I have a degree in human biology.
And
my undergrad studies is human biology. I just chose to be a chiropractor clinically because guess what I didn't want to put into people? Drugs.
Drugs, yeah.
I'm not trying to be unkind, but I have patients that take 15, 20, 25 medications every day. And see, drugs...
My mom is on about 25 medications every day.
And medications are a part of the challenge because it affects the liver. So it comes down to this. You want your liver to be functioning optimally. So all you listening to me right now, and I'm not saying this to be silly, you need to eat Dr. Bob's ABCs. A half an apple every day.
Yeah.
That's good for the liver.
Why not a whole apple, Dr. Bob?
Because one apple has 22 grams of sugar in it.
And
a half apple is 11.
But isn't it good sugar?
We're going to throw beets in next. See, that beet also has carbs. I like you to eat about a third cup of beets.
Beets are about the wonder food, aren't they?
Beets are awesome because beets will lower your cholesterol 40%.
You know what I love? Aladdin is now putting beets in all their sandwiches.
Isn't that good? Aladdin's we are so blessed to live in Cleveland because Aladdin's does a very fine job. And then finally carrots, 4 or 5 baby carrots every day. 1 medium carrot. If you eat Dr. Bob's ABCs, apple, beets, and carrots, you'll be healthy. Now let me throw something else out to you. They're called cherry hemangiomas. Cherry hemangiomas are little... Well, people listening to us.
I know. I'm sorry.
Congratulations. Yes, you got that.
I know.
So who's hosting this anyways? Cherry hemangiomas are little red bumps that are on the body.
Yeah.
And don't edit that out.
I won't.
When you're done with the program listening to Jim and I, go and look at yourself in the mirror. And if you have a bunch of little red bumps, which is really serious, it's a sign you have too much estrogen in your body. And if men have them, it could interfere and cause prostate issues. Now, I do a workshop in my office every week. And when I did my workshop yesterday, I mentioned the cherry hemangiomas. Men who drink alcohol tend to have more cherry hemangiomas because it affects their liver. Other signs of liver toxicity would include spider veins, which are little broke out veins in your legs, hemorrhoids, varicose veins. Now, ladies, when we're off the program, I want you to go and look in the mirror. And if you have a little bronzing of your left cheek, that's your facial cheek, that's a sign or a body signal to me that you may in fact have some kind of liver involvement.
And in Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Detoxification, there's actually an appendix that offers a liver flush.
That's exactly right.
The appendix that I like the best, though, other than my own, is the Appendix D, detoxification food selection and consumption, because there are more than a dozen really helpful hints about how to clean out your body.
You know, Jim, you and I have been on the radio many times over the years, and this is probably one of the most serious programs that we've done, because I treat a lot of cancer patients that come into our office, and most of them are toxic. See, if a child today is, for example, and I don't want to sound anti-American, but is eating soy products,
yes,
or conventional dairy
you got me
products.
off the soy. I'm drinking rice milk right now.
Congratulations.
Rice Dream.
That's
very good.
It is good. You
I
know,
love it.
When you look at people and you say, "Oh, I drink rice Dream," it's like you have 14 eyes. But more and more people, conventional grocery stores sell Rice Dream.
Problem is, it's twice the money.
Go to Walmart. Go to Sam's Club. They have it too. Mark's has it. Mark's is a great place to go.
Well, one of the things that you really emphasize in Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Detoxification is buying organically grown fruits and vegetables.
That's exactly right.
And buying them in small quantities so they're fresh.
That's right.
Also very expensive.
You know what? I think you don't shop at the right spots.
Uh-huh.
You need to go to Mark's, Heinen's, Nature's Bin.
Well, okay, Mark's.
Yes.
Just the other day I bought a little container full of spring mix. Well, it wasn't little. It's like a pound. A week later, I still have half of it there.
Then why didn't you buy a half a pound?
Because it comes in a pound container.
Well, why don't you split it and start a co-op here at the radio program?
I tell you what, the West Side Market, you can get a half a pound. You can get a handful.
You go to number 62 outside, Basketeria.
But is it organically grown?
It is. Number 62 outside. It's organic. So organic is really very serious too, because I had a patient of mine that lost 30 pounds going from conventional food to organic. So we need to drink water from a pure source. You want to eat organic meat. If your budget is limited, your goal is always to try to get organic meat. And this is something else that's going to be unusual for people, is don't get farm-raised fish. Because farm-raised fish, they've thrown chemicals on it.
But again, you're talking about buying fish that's twice as expensive.
I don't eat fish.
I know you don't. Parasites.
Well, yes, you've been paying attention. I don't eat fish. Now, cook fish, maybe once in a while, from a patient of mine who went to Canada that fished and got the salmon from a lake that's pure. See, the seriousness of this today is that if people don't listen to what I'm saying, I'm not trying to browbeat anybody, they can get cancer. That's how serious this is. So we have helped cancer by helping to detoxify the body. And it comes down to some simple things. Eat whole food. Stay away from processed food. You don't have to have a breakfast cereal for breakfast. Have an egg, an organic egg.
With the yolk.
With the yolk. I just got off the, cutting the program.
I saw it.
And egg yolks are a great source of vitamin D.
I know, but what about the cholesterol?
Oh man, you have not read my Trans Fat Survival Guide, because I talk about that on page 48. Your body, egg yolks have lecithin in it. Lecithin is a natural emulsifier that will take the cholesterol out of the body. One of the biggest causes of high cholesterol? Sugar. And actually a low thyroid gland, by the way.
Low thyroid
A low thyroid gland. That's Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Balancing
We
Female
can't help
Hormones.
that, though, can we?
Of course we can. You know what the most common cause of a low thyroid is? Bromine, fluorine, and chlorine. From the water. Remember our conversation about the fluoride and the fluoride treatments?
Right. Toothpaste is bad and hot tubs are bad.
Well, toothpaste is okay if you have fluoride-free toothpaste. And
Right.
I have access to a hot tub that doesn't have bromine or fluorine in it. So, life is good.
Yeah. Okay.
No soda pop either.
You're big on flaxseed oil.
I am. I encourage our patients to take at least 1 tablespoon of flax oil per 100 pounds per day. I also encourage...
Can you take it in the capsule form?
If you would like, about 12 capsules equal a tablespoon. So just become a man, Jim, and put the tablespoon on the spoon and take it bottoms up. Or put it on your salad. I also encourage people to saute their food in olive oil.
Yeah, well, that's a given.
And rice oil is good. You don't ever want to use trans fat. I was really fortunate. My wife encouraged me to write my Trans Fat Survival Guide before people even knew what trans fat was. And the Trans Fat Survival Guide is really a book about fats. Because see, fats can plug up your liver. And one last item I want to talk about is dairy products. See, dairy products can plug up the lymphatic system.
Right.
The lymphatic system is the sewer of your body. If you're consuming a lot of dairy products, I have a massage therapist that works for us in our office. Actually, we have 3. And she told me that when she has massaging somebody that has a lot of dairy, their feet have a very unusual odor. And
Oh, really?
they do. And she said they always feels a layer of fat under their skin.
And when we think about dairy, we think about milk, but there's so
Milk.
much more.
Ice cream, cottage cheese, yogurt. Do you know that yogurt has more sugar in it than dairy products?
Is that why you don't eat it?
Well, I
Because
don't
of the
eat it-
sugar content?
I don't because of the sugar content, because of the hormone content in it, and I know it plugs up the liver.
Yeah.
And I see patients have chronic asthma and headaches, sinus problems because of dairy. So
What
I
about
have,
cheese?
well, if you want to have cheese, you can have organic cheese.
Hmm.
You see,
Again.
because it comes down